Hello everyone. This is beautiful Monday morning. It's 1st of January 2024. So this is my first video of the year 2024. So let's begin with it. I had a chance to go further in the book of Matthew, and let's begin with a few verses that caught my attention, and I would try to articulate these verses for you the best to the best possible extent. All right, so ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened. Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 to 8. This verse, time and time again, has proved to be true in my life because a lot of people are very afraid to ask for what they want. And it is very peculiar, right? Because people think that if you're going to ask someone for something, they will probably act in such a way which will harm them. I think it's a total loss when people don't ask for what they want because they are afraid of losing for what they have. Because people think that if they're going to ask someone for something that they want, they will lose what they have. Until and unless that you're working for a tyrant, things like that wouldn't happen. Okay, the thing about why do I say tyrant is because tyrants don't like anything that questions their authority or any subordinate that puts them in an uncomfortable position. Why is the tyrant in an uncomfortable position? Because he has to give you something that you're asking for, right? So at that time, if that's the case, you have to re-evaluate if that's the place that you want to be, or at least start preparing to move to a better place, right? Because life in that place would end you up in a very miserable state that would be very difficult to climb out of. And I'm sure that a lot of you have already experienced, or a lot of you have probably seen others who've been in that situation and they are bitter as of now. So, if there is time, and there always is, there's always hope because the indomitable human spirit, because we never give up, might as well make the best possible moves from now on so that you can climb out of the hell that you'll have landed yourself in or you're about to. Even if you haven't, it's a good place. It is a good time to start with it, with preparing yourself for the better. For the gate, for the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few. Matthew chapter 7, verse 14. I think this is a warning to not take the easy road. For the longest time, I thought if you wanted to be successful, you just needed to do the things and then you'll get whatever you want. Okay, this is a warning to not take the easy road. Why? It's because, I like this quote from Saint Basil the Great. He said, hell can't be made attractive, so the devil makes attractive the road that leads there. So I truly believe that the easy road was put there to separate the wheat from the chaff, to separate the worthy from the unworthy, to see, to test the character of a person. You meet rich people, right? And all they have is the money. And it's not a trivial thing because money is a very powerful thing, right? All the time it gives you a lot of power. But if you take that away from them, if you strip them of their financial wealth, all that is left of them is a hollow skeleton with no genuine character, no strong personality. So what they actually did was they attributed all that they were, all that they showed to the world based on the money that they had. Now, when the money is taken away from them, They're nothing. So if you're gonna be rich, man, be the person who's got a very strong character, who's got excellent mannerisms, excellent etiquettes, excellent communication skills, excellent way of being that inspires others. So even though if the money is stripped from you, you are still the man who can make the money back. I like this quote. I don't know who said this, but it goes like this: money doesn't make us the man. So become the person which who attracts the money, who attracts every good thing that the world has to offer. Because that what you built inside you can't be truly taken away from you. Let's go ahead. You will recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thorn bushes? Matthew chapter 7, verse 16. I love this. I love this verse. If you really want to judge a person, if you really want to know how strong their character really is or what kind of person they are, watch their actions, watch them closely, watch them over a period of time, for example, let's say a month. See how they treat the people on their level, see how they treat the people above them, see how they treat the people below their status. If a person treats people below their status in a contemptible manner or in a rude way, there is something fundamentally wrong with their character. And it's a guarantee that they're going to do it to you. A lot of people are not aware or they don't think it through that if a person treats their subordinates in a contemptible manner, they think that, okay, you know what, they are treating their subordinates in such a way, it's because their subordinates are at a lower status. And that is true, right? Because that's what subordination is. One day, something's gonna happen and they're gonna treat you exactly the same or the worst way, or in a worse way. They will treat you exactly the same or even worse than the subordinates. And all of us know it. All of us know it deep in our hearts when you talk to that person that you think that is so good. You know, you can see it, every single thing that they do. If you watch them closely, you know it. But our bias actually stops them from confronting the truth. It is that powerful. We'll further talk about it. And when you fast, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites, for they disfigure their faces that their fasting may be seen by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. Matthew chapter 6, verse 16. This is a call to stoicism. It is very, very important for men. This means that no matter what you are going through, whatever it is, there are times in life where you look to your left, you look to your right, and everything is falling apart. The best move in that situation that you can make is to not contribute to the speedy deterioration of the reality that you are experiencing. Because people have the proclivity to make the things worse when things are going worse for some reason. I thought about it. I thought, it was very weird that people would, let's say, for an example, if a smoker who quit for a couple of months, and if he smokes or if she smokes a cigarette a day, one day for 2 months, they would go on a smoking marathon. Like they'll finish packs after packs. And I thought it was very weird that people would do that. It is, I believe, is because people are disappointed that they did that. If a smoker smoked after 2 months, they're disappointed in themselves that they smoked the cigarette and they're punishing themselves for it. That's the only reason, because I see no other reason why people would go on a smoking spree, because they are so They have so much contempt for themselves for the act that they committed. They punish themselves for relapsing back into their old habits. And that's not good, right? Because you don't want to punish yourself more than you should. Now, how much do you really want to punish yourself is not more than you should. Through trial and error method, you'll find that you shouldn't. How much punishment do you really want to? I think Dr. Jordan Peterson, he said, just punish yourself exactly the amount needed to correct yourself. Not more than that. Do not punish yourself more than you should. Because that's gonna land you up in a very bad place. You don't want that. Ex- so whenever you punish yourself, just the exact amount so that you can instill the correct behavior in your daily life. Moving ahead. So yeah. So when things are falling apart, you should be like a strong pillar. Let's say there is a death in the family, and especially if you are a man, it is better to be stoic and get the things done, because when there's a death in the family, there are things to be done during the course. You need to arrange for rituals, the expenses, everything has to go through, but it doesn't mean that you can't cry, but you can cry when the time is right, and you still have to do it. Because what's the alternative, man? Everyone is crying around you, and you are supposed to get the rituals done, get the expenses done. If you are crying, so things were at its worst place, and you thought it couldn't possibly get worse, but it could. Is because if you really let yourself go at that time, if you are when everything is falling apart, the character comes into being, which keeps everything together. It is your duty and your responsibility to do it. The best thing about it is that once this bad phase is over, people remember how you acted through that bad phase. It might be your wife, your girlfriend, your mother, you know, or and the people, your brothers. They will remember how you acted in that phase when the death happened. They will remember it, because the next time something like that happens, they know who to look up to. You gain more respect. You become the strongest pillar in your house. And isn't that something? That's what men strive for, right? Respect. So let's go ahead. Why do you seek the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Matthew chapter 7, verse 4. You know, if you really want to point fingers at someone, it is better to look within yourself where your inadequacies are. It is much safer. There was this guy that I knew. He used to take money from me when I had no money. I used to give him all my money because he helped me before. So I was very generous with the finances whenever he needed it. So I used to give him some money, obviously paid it back. So one of these times I gave the last $15 that I had in my bank account to him. And I needed that for the fuel, because at the time I was doing some pizza delivery. I was the pizza delivery guy as a student here in Australia. So I said, look, I want the money back because I'm running very low on fuel, and it would be great if you could pay me back on time. All right. So I was in a delivery run. I saw that my car fuel kept the fuel in my car is almost gone, and I need the money. That $15 I need it. So I went to him and asked him for the money. He said he doesn't have it. He used to take the money from me and lend it to his friend somewhere else, so that he could help his friend fund, because he could help his friend. The problem with that approach is, look man, now three people are in trouble. His friend, he has to pay the money back. This guy who I lend the money to, he has to give me the money back. I don't have the money because I gave him the money. Now I have no resources to make money, because you need fuel to drive the car so that you can drive the car to deliver the food, right? It would have been way better if you take on the right amount of responsibilities according to your own capabilities. Otherwise, everyone is in trouble. Every single one that you are involved with. So it's better to look into yourself, into your own adequacy, into your own adequacies, and you can fix yourself so that people around you can look at you and say, "Wow, what a wonderful man! He fixed himself. I can aspire to be someone like him." People spend their lives trying to change others. After so many years, I've truly understood that you can't really change someone if they really don't want to. It has to be something that calls within themselves to help them make better. You can't truly change someone if they don't really want to. That's it. That is the truth, as far as I have seen. You can't really change someone if they don't want to. So it is better to focus on yourself, focus, work on your inadequacies, and if the person that you really care for, they, if they are in their right minds, they look up to you and they say, "Thank you for inspiring me. I look up to you. I want to be someone like you." And that is the easiest way. Because okay, why is it the best possible solution that I could come up with? Because in the pursuit of changing the other person, you are wasting your time on self. You are wasting your time, so you are wasting your time when you could have worked on the self improvement part of your, right? So you could have, so now when you're chasing the other person, you're trying to change the other person, all the time you are devoting your prime resources to change the other person. That person isn't changing because they don't want to, and now you're wasted, and now you wasted time trying to change them, and you are still the same person. You haven't improved. People usually don't, it is very difficult to respect a person who advises those things that they are not practicing themselves. How about that? Do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before pigs, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to attack you. Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. If you think that your ideas are not respected in a group, back off, man. Back off. It's not worth it. It's not worth wasting your time. If you have a valuable piece of information that you've derived from your painful experiences, and if you go to a group and you tell them, "Look, man, look, this is how things have to be done, otherwise you will land yourself in a world of trouble," and if they do not listen to you, if they treat you with contempt, back off. Go to another group. There are other people who need it. Go to another group, tell them, "Look, this is what I have, this is the valuable piece of information I have, and this is for you, so that you can make your lives better." And if they listen to it, good for them. Because you are disrespecting yourself by offering it to the group of people who are not listening to you. You're disrespecting your experiences. There are those painful experiences that you had to go through to derive the valuable information that you have that could save people's lives. So go to the group of people, converse with those people who are ready to listen to you. That is way better. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, but did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat against that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it. Matthew chapter 7, verses 25 to 27. The beliefs that people have acts as a foundation that helps them to move forward in life, especially when everything is falling apart. So, if you do not have enough whys, if you do not have enough reasons that will keep your boat afloat in the times of trouble, there is a very high chance that everything is gonna fall apart, even you yourself. The best possible solution, because look, things go sideways all the time in everyone's lives, right? It may be unfair, right? What are you going to do about it? That's how it is. It may be unfair, all right. So how about having enough reasons for you to not fall apart? Now you have to be very very serious about it. Okay, why am I living? List out those reasons. Okay, this. Okay, what are the benefits if I, let's say for example, if I work out every day, what are the benefits? Okay, I look good, I can inspire others. People give the benefit of doubt to the people who look good. People respect those who respect themselves, because you can't really be in a good shape if you don't really respect yourself. Because if you really work out every single day, if you are disciplining yourself, it means there is a level of respect that you have for yourself. So when you respect yourself, apparently people respect you back. So it is like you're carving out your own reality. It is very peculiar and so interesting, right? So have enough strong reasons, strong foundations that will keep your house standing, no matter the way, no matter if the waves hit it, or no matter how strong the winds are, no matter what natural disasters come in. You can still face it. You can still stand strong. It will get you through the direst of circumstances. Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. Matthew chapter 6, verse 2. So, this means that you shouldn't give to others just to be seen by others, because there is an issue with it. There is no nobility. First of all, there is no nobility in that. Okay, why is there no nobility? The thing is that if you are going to give to the needy, if you're going to do a charity just for the views, just to be seen by others, look, it is a powerful technique. I'm not going to lie. It is a very powerful technique. You can get people attracted to you if they see you doing good things, right? Of course it is. Of course it is. But if you're only doing it for the views, if you're only doing it in front of people all the time, you won't do it when people are not watching. So basically, you've outsourced your internal motivation to do the charity to the people outside. When you outsource the motivation, when you outsource your character itself to the people's views, it is it can become problematic. The reason being, you won't have the same motivation to do the kind of charity that you do when people are watching, or you might not do it at all. So that motivation level goes down, and you give that enough time, someone will see through it. 100%. People can feel it. People are watching you all the time, and they can feel it. Can be your body language, the way you speak, the way that you convey your ideas. Something about you gives it away. Probably you are not the genuine person that they thought that you were. That's it. That's the loss of trust, and that's it. So do it all the time, so people can feel it in their bones that you are a very genuine person. And What we really lack is the genuinity of a person with strong character. And strong character is truly built when no one's watching, because you are your own cheerleader at that time. So the path to true character is to do the things that you're supposed to do. If you're doing charity, do it even if someone is watching or not watching. Safest bet that you can make. And forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. Matthew chapter 6 verse 12. This is the Lord's prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven, give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Okay. This is the line which is so powerful and has to be articulated very carefully, because it says that you have to forgive others who have committed a sin against you, who have done you wrong. So this is asking the Lord to forgive you as you have forgiven others who have wronged you. Okay, now why forgive others? You know, at random times, people make up scenarios in their head when they're confronting the people who have wronged them. So you get angry at random times for no reason at all, making up scenarios in your head. You know what you're gonna do when you confront those people who wronged you. How to get rid of that? You have to truly forgive them. Now, why you have to truly forgive them? It's because you can get rid of the burden of anger that is in the back of your head, the anger that you have in your head against them. You are forgiving them for yourself. Now be careful. Forgiving doesn't mean that you have to trust them again. I'll just repeat it again. Forgiving the people who have wronged you doesn't mean that you have to trust them again. You are forgiving them for yourself, so that you can get rid of the burden of anger that is in the back of your heads, that randomly manifests itself from time to time. So it is better for your conscience, and it makes you a wiser man or a woman. So, guys, that is it for this week, and I'm glad I get this opportunity bi weekly to put my thoughts out there, and let me know if you have any suggestions for me. I wish you guys all the best. Happy New Year!